Action!
Welcome back, everyone, to Beyond the Cinema. We are here with the first big blockbuster theater release movie since COVID hit. We are here to talk about Trolls World Tour. Oh my goodness. Godzilla vs. Kong. This movie has been sort of the pinnacle of the MonsterVerse. It's one it's been building to for a little while now. Hot damn! The fights are so cool. They're so cool. The movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong, and it delivers squarely on that premise. Every plot point was a point to bring them to the next monster fight. That was it. I enjoyed these fights more than I think any fight I've seen in a superhero movie. They just fully capitalize on the sense of scale, like they're throwing each other into buildings.
It's definitely the best action we've had in the MonsterVerse.
Fights are so good at pulling you into the movie that you naturally find yourself hyped. And that's what makes it so good.
What makes this movie work is the fact that it does not take itself too seriously. Because, man, this movie, it really commits to the bit. And I think that's what kind of sells it. Because, I'll be honest, I hate Godzilla. And I hate Godzilla King of the Monsters. Those are both bad movies. Kong Skull Island I felt really worked because it was fun and interesting and campy. And it really commit to what it was doing. And I didn't take itself too seriously. And so I think Godzilla vs. Kong really benefits from doing that exact same thing. To the point where, this is one of the dumbest plot hole-ridden movies I've ever seen. And I loved it. One of the things that really stood out, I think, is it's a marvel of visual effects. It's incredible CG. There's particularly moments, where Kong is, in the snow, and you, see the bits of snow in his fur, or especially that shot right before he wrecks Godzilla with the axe, and you just see the atomic breath light up his face. This movie is probably, 50% VFX shots, I bet. And so, real props to those VFX artists.
I have to agree. I just want to add that there was one scene in particular where I thought the CGI was just, whoa, amazing. And that was when Kong was having his little meal of giant fishes from the sea. And he was just, nyang, nyang, nyang.
I see the chunks of tuna.
Absolutely, yeah, the chunks
and he
of,
smiles.
yeah, and he just, I gotta tell you, coming from a perspective of 3D modeling, it looked like every fish was accounted for, and you could tell that when a fish is caught between half the fish is in his mouth and the other half is out, half of the fish falls out. And it was just so chompy and it was pretty. Anyways,
the CGI and grounded fights are really, really cool. They're by far the highlight of the movie. But we do get to see Godzilla skip at one point towards Mechagodzilla, and it's sort of a Mario-style run where both feet are off the ground at one time, and it's truly glorious, especially since it's kind of a booty shot of Godzilla. So we get to see him run away from behind, and that's the real treat to the viewers.
I wanted to say that very rarely in my time have I seen a movie transform a theater audience into what I would call a pack of savage brutes. But this movie absolutely did that, especially with the ending, spoiler alert, where Kong is just ripping Mechagodzilla apart. The audience was going crazy, and I don't know about everybody else in the audience, but personally, I was making these sounds. And, I think when a movie can do that, you're doing something right. Even though this movie wasn't amazing, it had the action, it was there, it got people excited, and I think that, if you can do that as a movie maker, you're not doing too bad, in my opinion.
So for those of you that don't know, I grew up in a deaf household. I know ASL. And they do have a deaf character, and they get half of the signs wrong in this movie. Most of them are signed wrong by the, adult woman, doctor lady character. But the best one is actually by the little girl, who actually did pretty good signing, in my opinion. She, at one point, is saying, "You have to trust me," and instead she signs, "I am Candy." And I really liked that bit. And the subtitles are like, "Trust me." And Kong's like, "Ah!" Because I'm sure Kong is confused, because the subtitles are saying one thing,
what
but
do
she's
you
saying
mean
another.
I'm Candy? There was no seizure warning at the beginning of this film.
Like The Incredibles 2?
Like The Incredibles 2, and I would like to sue because of that. because there is a point in the middle of the film where they're traveling to the Hollow Earth, and for some reason it's this weird neon Tron-like wormhole that just flashes your face as much as possible.
But the movie may have not taken itself seriously, but you know what is serious? Epilepsy.
He's right.
Coming from the people who made a joke about having a seizure in the theater.
I did make a joke about having a seizure because, good grief, that was a lot of flashing lights for my eyeballs.
Assault on the senses.
It was definitely an assault.
So I'm just gonna rapid fire some notes that I had. I like the part where we get to see Kong scratch his butt. That's pretty good. The evil labs are so much neon and so much. This is where bad guys do bad stuff.
It's Tron.
Godzilla swimming and his arms just be like, cause he's got his tail wrapped around Kong, so he can't swim like he normally does. So he's just kind of like, with his arms just, just trying to get through the water. That was good. Eiza Gonzalez should have been billed as Captain Obvious, since her character only says things that are blatantly obvious to literally everyone in the audience, except for her.
Home.
Yeah, except for herself, apparently. Like, there's a point where they're going through literally a circular hole that they just watched Kong go into, and then she goes, "There he is." And then I think what really like lost me, and I realized this movie was just really meant to be goofy monster fights, was the moment that they downloaded nuclear power through the internet to power Mechagodzilla.
So, during quarantine, I thought of a new system, and we've talked it all over, and we've decided it's how we're going to rate our movies from now on. We've narrowed it down to the most basic rating system possible. We thought, what movie is the most middle ground, mediocre, average 50% movie we've ever seen? And now we're going to rate our movies off of if they're better or worse than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I think this is a fun movie, and I'll give it a better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I am also going to have to give it a better than Ant-Man and a Wasp. I would definitely give it...
And a Wasp?
And a
That
Wasp.
sounds like a fanfic. And a Wasp. That makes it 3 better than Ant-Man and a Wasp.
This is a great chance to go. This is something, just watch it on a big screen, have a fun time.
Yeah, it's the epitome of like popcorn blockbuster cinema.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have reviews coming soon because movies are back. And we're back, and we'll be reviewing movies, and we're back. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell. We'll be working on some different projects in this coming little bit. So make sure to keep an eye out for updates on that kind of stuff. And thank you so much for going with us beyond the cinema.
Okay,
We watched
COVID.
it in IMAX. He forgot that very important detail.
Because we're real fans.
We're purists.
I like how you whisper sweet nothings into the microphone.